Now, when we talk about a horizontal shift, we're talking about a parabola that's going to be shifted to the left or to the right. For h, a positive real number, here, a horizontal shift h units to the right. A horizontal shift h units to the right, that means that the sign in the function is going to be minus. A horizontal shift h units to the left means that the sign is going to be plus in the function. So in the parentheses, what happens is that we do just the opposite of the sign. So let's look at this function above. Here's our parent function, and notice that we have here g of x is equal to the quantity x plus 2 squared. Now notice that there is a plus sign, and so that means that what we're going to do is we're going to subtract 2 from all the x values. And so that means that this particular function is going to be shifted 2 units to the left. Remember, it's opposite of the sign that's in the function or in the equation. Now, let's suppose we had h of x is equal to the quantity x minus 1 squared. This would mean taking all the x values and adding 1 to them before putting them in the function. So adding 1 to them before putting them in the function. And so that means we're going to shift the function 1 unit to the right. So again, we do the opposite in this case. As you can see, a number added or subtracted from the x will cause a horizontal shift in the function, but opposite ways of the sign of the number. Okay, let's look at an example of this. Now, let's suppose we look at this particular function. H of x is equal to the quantity x plus 2 squared. Now, notice that it is plus 2, so that means we're going to subtract. But let's start with our parent function first. We're familiar with our parent function. And this time, instead of tampering with the side with the squared term, we're going to tamper with just the x. In this case, we're going to subtract 2 from each. So negative 2 minus 2 is a minus 4. Negative 1 minus 2 is a minus 3. 0 minus 2 is a minus 2. Minus 2, excuse me, 1 minus 2 is a minus 1. And 2 minus 2 is 0. So these are our new x values, and these are the values that's going to cause our parabola to be shifted to the left 2 units. So our new point, negative 4, 4, negative 3, 1, negative 2, 0, negative 1, 1, and 0, 4 will be the points we use for our new parabola. And this is our graph shifted 2 units to the left. Okay, let's try another one. Let's suppose we had this one. P of x is equal to the quantity x minus 1 squared. Now, notice now we have minus 1. And so, again, we always do the opposite of what's in the quantity. Let us begin with our parent function. And this time, we're going to add 1 to each of our x values. So we add 1 to each of our x values. Okay, now once we add 1 to each of our x values, our new graph is going to be the coordinates for our new graph are going to be -1, 4, 0, 1, 1, 0, 2, 1, and 3, 4. So now here is our new parabola shifted 1 unit to the right. Okay, now I want to look at one problem where we do a vertical shift and a horizontal shift. Now let's talk about the vertical shift first of all. We have -3. So that is our k value. So that means in this case we're going to subtract 3 from our squared term. And then we have a -1, which means we do the opposite of that. So we add 1 to our x terms. So here we begin with our parent function. And so the way this is going to play out, let's look at the x values first. We add 1 to each of the x values. So -2 plus 1, so -1. -1 plus 1 is 0. 0 plus 1 is equal to 1. 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. And 2 plus 1 is equal to 3. Now, with our squared terms, remember we're going to subtract 3 from each of these. So 4 minus 3 is equal to 1. 1 minus 3 is equal to -2. 0 minus 3 is equal to -3. 1 minus 3 is equal to -2. And 4 minus 3 is equal to 1. Okay, so we actually have a vertical and a horizontal shift here. So we plot our points. -1, 1, 0, -2, 1, -3, 2, -2, and 3, 1. These are the coordinates of our new parabola. And so here is our new parabola, shifted down 3 units and to the right 1 unit. Okay, here are some homework problems for you to do. I want you to graph the following, and I want you to give the domain and the range of each.